8:30 in the morning time. And it's time now for the Peter Channel morning news on this Tuesday morning, May 9th, 2017. God! God! Good morning to you all this lovely Tuesday morning, May 9th, 2017. It's 8:30 a.m. But our top story on the Peter Channel morning news at 8:30 a.m. is Sally Q. Yang, the former Attorney General, tested before the subcommittee testified saying that the former National Security Advisor Michael T. Flynn was acceptable blackmail. So, Moon Jae-in, a progressive candidate who favors close ties with North Korea, looks to become South Korea's next president according to next polls really shortly after voting closed on Tuesday. Iowa Representative Ron Lum told constituents that Monday night that the health care bill was processed by Russian there should have been hearings. On May 7th, in the second round of the presidential election, French voters elected Emmanuel Macron with 66.10% of the vote as the 8th and youngest ever president of the French Fifth Republic. Phoenix police have arrested a suspect in a series of seemingly random shootings on the street that crippled the city more than a year, according to Monday. A week after Jimmy Kimmel shared the news about his newborn son's heart infection made an emotional plea about pre-existing conditions in health care debate, he returned to his late night show on Monday to huge applause from his studio audience. Jakarta, Indonesia. Crowds best at jail where Jakarta governor held. Jeremy Corbyn said the wealthy elites are trying to hijack presidency formally launched Labour campaign. Speaking of Manchester, the Labour leader said that the question of whether the UK will leave the EU had been settled in the task. Russian President Vladimir Putin shot off ballistic missiles and armored tanks in a new aircraft system at a World War II commemorative party in Moscow Tuesday. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan continued over to wrote about Jews Venezuela Monday hours after provoking the desire said that the U.S. working to prevent the jurisdiction of the gun test in the city. A Chelsea man accused of visually murdered two doctors in the South Boston Federal that has worked as security job at companies and apparently had a filled backpack with Julie before he was shot by police Friday, according to details. An highly anticipated hearing, former Attorney General Sally Yates testified for the first time about why she notified White House officials that President Trump's newly named next agreement was going to be compromised. White House senior advisor said that they proposed sending additional troops to Afghanistan or waiting to the Taliban in an effort to bring about negotiations. Two people died when a single-engine amphibious plane crashed in Napa County, California, Sheriff's Captain confirmed. Georgia officials expected a mandatory evacuation due to Oklahoma wildfire that is now also burning Florida's John and Biffy State Forest. Press Secretary Sean Spicer is scheduled Tuesday to hold a daily press briefing at the White House. Apple Incorporated became the first company to cross the $800 billion market value threshold after a rise in the stock price earlier in the week. Google's paying homage to a National Teacher's Day with a new doodle. Animal pedestrian walkway collapses over river. Foxborough, after spirited debate, resident Monday's annual town meeting passed a ban on recreational marijuana establishments. Lines along the usual had flights been canceled. Are delayed during the past week by Monday. Frustration board of Spirit Airlines passengers in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Credit Suisse estimated on Tuesday that could see a 40% of a 40-cent share to lift profits over time from a splash acquisition rival Kate Spade. Office Depot reported its first quarter profit more than doubled, helped by the sale of some stores alone cost stores. Sales of the company's North American retail business fell 5%, mainly due to lower customer visits to the stores. Non-reported has improved result for the business park. Looking at stocks now, up 5.34 points at 21,012.28. SP5 up 9 cents at 23.99.38. And Nasdaq up 1.9 points at 102.66. Homo sapiens and directed ancestors are long thought to be pretty much one of the only show that had for hundreds of thousands of years as replicas of them. Recently, as 236,000 years ago, according to South African scientists. 2 generations of reusable space base that came to face base when the North Avail River over the weekend. While science fiction builders and tell pretty much most of what is like media space, however, it's rapid fascinating when it comes to windows to the real life footage of a star that is working toward 55 miles above Earth. Life expectancy is rising overall in the United States, but America separates according to customers in every direction. Could marijuana hold and keep our brains forever young, and it's starting to find out. Peter Chill News Time is 8:35 on this. To the morning, and it's time out for Sports Report tonight. The Boston Red Sox meet the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee at 7:40 p.m. The Utah Jazz finally delivered on the promise of the 2016-17 season, but defend themselves across with Utah putting out to keep going today with George Hill. Members of the Boston Celtics are 8 title team said by it's on ground to reach out to Ben fences as Ben Fields looking for when out defect to Miami in 2012. It's been 24 days since the start of the NBA playoffs and the 24 days until the NBA finals began on June 1st. He wins them out in the middle of it. Exxon almost slugged to the NBA Finals showdown, and the first line ball for Scott Peters went out while he was getting whipped by Ben. It's emphasized and tries to hate off and keep coming back there. Peter Chill News Time. 8:36 on this. To the morning, and it's out out for traffic and transit pot. Beep beep! Let's say you do what a green light Spencer Model laser to do earlier. Disabled tweeted. Wilson 11 else for Spencer Model laser traffic. Franklin trade 747 for from Wapples up, stop the back page, doing a miracle streets at 5-10 minutes behind schedule. And the ferries they are looking good. Alright, looking at some Iowas and Bowies of New England. 95 on a not bad side. It is sold between Greenwich and Fairfield. And the difference given West Haven and New Haven. Bear Parkway, West bad side, sold between Bridgewater and Stamford. 95 minutes. South bad side, sold between Fairfield and Greenwich. North bad side is looking good. 84 west bad side on both ends. 84 both ends a little so whatever stretch 84 west bad side, so between Newtown and Danbury. 91 on the south bad side, also New Haven. 91 on the north bad side, so between Meriden and Hartford, Connecticut. 91 on the south bad side, so between West Hartford, Hartford, Connecticut. 84 east bad side, so between West Hartford and Hartford, Connecticut. 395 on the north bad side, Lowell Swamp, Route 6 to the Kildee. 91 on the north bad side, so between 57 and 2. 91 in Springfield. 291 on the south bad side, Lowell Swamp to the West Park in Springfield. 57 east bad side, so between Eggleham and Springfield. 190 on the south bad side, and it's so between Route 29 in Worcester, 29 east bad side, Lowell Swamp, Route 9 in Worcester from 146. 146 on the north bad side, so around 29 in Worcester, 146 on the north bad side, so between 16 and Milford all the way after Route 485 out in Hocklin and Westford, 45 on south bad side, so between 62 and Burled all the way there. 29 in Barber, 45 on the north bad side, so between 111 and Harvard all the way up in the Westford. Rhode Island Ways, 146A, south bad side, slope to 146A. All the way after Route 99, the Lincoln off Smith Stretch, 146A, on the north bad side, a little after Route 99, the Lincoln North Smith 99, the north bad side, so between 126 and 122. Lincoln and Woonsocket, and 295 on the north bad side, and it's all around Route 95 in Attleboro. 95 on the north bad side, so between Route 1 and Attleboro, Route 123. 95 on the south bad side, so between Jessica and downtown Providence. 95 on the south bad side, north bad side is back between Crescent and Wark, and 95 on the north bad side, so between Crescent and Route 10 and the downtown Providence. 185 west bad side, so between Seacock and downtown Providence. 95 on the north bad side, so between Route 4 and Greenwich, Greenwich, Route 117 and Wark, and Route 4 on the north bad side, also Route 95 in East Greenwich. 6 hectares, so between 6 and 95 downtown Providence. 140 on the north bad side, also Route 24 at Taunton. 24 on the north bad side, also at the Taunton Stretch. 25 on the north bad side, it's also at Route 95, yeah. 95 on the north bad side, also between Route 1 and Sharon on Route 128 Kenton. 24 on the north bad side is so between Harris Boulevard and Avon on Route 128 out in Kenton. Route 3 on the north bad side is between 228 Rockland and the Braintree Split. Route 120 at the north side. It is off between 28 and Randolph area. Route 20 Waltham. 128 south side between 20 Randolph area. Braintree split. 7 Expressway at the north side. Braintree split. On the Mass Pack 7 Expressway south side. It also at Route 128 out in Braintree. 93 at the north side. So between the Mass Pack and the Zachin Bridge. Mass Pack east side. Also between Framingham and Mount East Bradford. Mass Pack west side. Also Weston. Mass Pack west side. Also from Logan for the Boston area. South Boston. 93 is both ends also at 128 out in 93 to side by side, also at 45 up in Andover. 93 to side by side, so between 125 in North Andover all the way after Route 128 Reading, and then hip it again from Bedford all down. Zachenbridge 93 to the north by side, so between Bedford and Reading. 120 to the north by side, also between 95 all the way to Route 114 up in Peabody 120 south by side, so between Reading all the way to Route 2 in Lexington, Route 120 at the north by side, also at Route 2 in Lexington area, Route 3 in Burlington. Route 2 west by side, a little selected stretch. Route 2 east by side, it's a little slow just around 60 miles now. First Pond Parkway in Cambridge. Mass Pack, so Framingham all the way to Austin Bradford. Mass Pack west by side, so over down to South Boston. Mass Pack west by side, also Newton stretch. Route 3 is south by side, so between 485. Below line, Route 128 out in Burlington. 485, both ends is back around, Andover around, Route 93 and 28. 93 is south by side, it's also at Derry, New Hampshire stretch. 93 is south by side, also Hicks, New Hampshire. 393 is west by side, also Congress around Route 93. But the main traffic is south by side, slow after 285 up at Augusta and Interstate 879. 91 is south by side, it's also Canadian border at New York and Vermont. And over 15 on the northbound and northbound side of also in Suffolk Bank headed towards Montreal and Interstate 87 south by side, also Route 7 up in Albany, New York. Peter Children's time is 8:42 on this Tuesday morning, and it's time now for a weather report, and it's another chilly start to your morning. Check out radar ditch. Shows a line of rain showers stretching from west of Holyoke all the way up to Athol, Massachusetts, and a line of rain showers east of Wooded, Connecticut, and stretching all the way from Greenwood down to Warwick and then stretching from Warden, Swansea, Mass, and for East Freetown and around Wareham and around Bourne, and another line of rain showers around Buntsville and Yarmouth and stretching around Eastern Nantucket, and a line of rain showers of south of Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, and spotty snow showers around Buntsville, and some snow showers up and upstate New York, and on the Atlantic, some rain showers in the east central portions of Maine, right around western and eastern portions of Nova Scotia and eastern portions of New Brunswick, and north-facing portions of Quebec, and some snow showers in eastern Ontario and western portions of Quebec. All right. 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, sky shot May after 1 p.m. Mostly sky high about 56 degrees. Cowboy Kevin to Saffron. 5 miles in the afternoon. Chest pace is 40%. New percent less than 10 inch possible. For tonight, scatter shot May before 7 p.m. Mostly sky about 36 degrees and light river wind. Chest pace is 30%. New percent less than 10 inch possible. For Wednesday, slight temperature shots after 2 p.m. Put sky about 61 degrees and all force about 5 miles an hour. Chest pace is 20%. Wednesday night, mostly sky about 400 degrees and Cowboy Kevin. Northwest about 5 miles an hour. For Thursday, chest shots made between 10 a.m. and noon. And mostly Casca about 57 degrees and northeast about 7 miles an hour, chest pace 30%. Sorry, that. And slight temperature shots, mostly Casca about 44 degrees and chest pace 20%. Friday, mostly Casca about 3 a.m. about 44 degrees. And Saturday, temperature shots 11 a.m. Mostly Casca about 50 about 45 degrees and chest pace 50%. And Sunday, rain likely mostly Casca about 54 about 46 degrees and chest pace is 45%. For Monday, temperature shots, Casca about 62 degrees and chest pace is 40%. Carolyn, Taunton is overcast at 46, and Naughton Park Islands 48, and Mansfield is Park Islands 48. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel morning news on this May 9th, 2017 on Tuesday morning. Please say good morning, goodbye, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you at noontime for the noontime report. Hope you have a good morning.